Right, today we have this game called Bureaunauts. Bureaunauts. So basically, you're a bureaucrat in space. Bureaunauts. Race to the top of the galactic corporate ladder. A game of space exploration and bureaucracy for 2 to 6 players. Put on your best spacesuit and tie. You start as an intern with dreams of becoming the next CEO of the most bureaucratic business corporation in the galaxy. To rise through the ranks, you'll have to complete career goals to influence the 5 department heads. Or you could just do a hostile corporate takeover and kill all 5 corporate heads. When someone completes their final career goal, the department heads will vote to determine which player wins the title of Galactic CEO. Voting? We're not conquest! That's more fun. Hyper jump around space to scout the newest galactic section approved for exploration. A new section every game. Spend your budget to accomplish your career goals. Gaining influence with the corporation's department heads while trying to stay one step ahead of your co-workers. Next move. Do you have what it takes to outmaneuver the competition and rise to the top? No, probably not. Because corporate takeover through hostile takeover probably be easier. Hello, Bureaunauts. My fellow Bureaunauts. A board game by Alison Markello. Oh, it's by a girl. Todd Markello. And Brian Heasley. Art by Brian Heasley. So, Allison and Todd are either brother and sister or husband and wife. I don't know. So, don't quote me on it. I'm telling you I don't know. I don't know. They're either husband and wife or brother and sister. Or maybe daughter and dad. Or mother and son. Anyway, they got the same last name, so they got to be some kind of related. Maybe they're cousins. Who knows? But usually it's like a close relation when 2 people have the same last name that make something together. So it looks like you have these like space weed. Okay, maybe it's not weed. Schedule a meeting. Level 1. Oh, I think it's supposed to be crystals. And then you have these like weird amiibo looking space octopuses things. Here's some more stuff. Yeah, various different satellites, it looks like. Here. Then you have these. You have these weird coordinate things for the different players. Then you have the ships. Space dock. You have a file, paperwork. Oh man, paperwork. Then you have these department heads. You got environment and health, security, accounting, research and development, exploration, department heads. You got a budget, jelly track, schedule meetings, golf on the moon, happy hour, poker in space. Budgets. You gotta learn how to do budgets and stuff. What? You got these weird black dice thing. This game is nuts. Then again, most bureaucracy is full of nuts. Open space. I don't know. Energy system. So you got open space and energy system cards here, and then some of them are number cards. Empty system. Not energy system. What is it? So I guess what you're doing is working for a corporation. Working for a corporation trying to find locations in outer space to basically, you know, develop a new colony or something. I don't know. See, here's some goals you have. Like, here's a spaceship career goal. You can, you know, upgrade your ship to level 3. Let's see, you got different goals. Here's like a relic hunter. You gotta find 2 relics. Space jelly career. Law and order career goal. Defeat a space pirate. Oh man. So there is some battles in this game where you got space pirates. You might under budget career goal.
Oh,
where you know you gotta be able to do. You know you do it under budget. Spaceship career goals. You know. Looks like they're all the same. Yeah, they're nuts. They're nuts.
Nuts. Take
yeah, nuts. Bureaucrats are nuts. Just said that. Bureaucracy. Another name for stupidity, craziness. Too much talk, not enough action. Oh, we should do this. Yeah, we should. Let's do it instead of actually talking about doing it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it now. We should do this. Yeah, we should do it. We should have been done doing that. We should have... Didn't we... No, let's table... Instead, people, the politicians like to do what Mom likes to do and table the issues at church. Got relics, empty systems, photons. No! Fights are fun! Film, pull phone out, film. Said fight. Fights are fun. Ship upgrades, space pirates. Find random relics in space. But seriously, doesn't that crystal look a little bit like a marijuana plant? A little bit. The Dark Star! It's not the Death Star, it's the Dark Star. Dark Star. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. So, this game has a lot of cards. Hey, influence. I don't know, I like that politics game I had. But then again, this game might not be that fun because if it was a big seller, I would have heard about it. And also, if it was... So, you got... Oh, these are the different influence cards. You got different colors. See, because you're one of the certain colors, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to get influence either over a department head or whatever, and that way, you know, you get promoted to CEO. Eventually, if you can convince all the department heads that you're the best, you can get promoted to CEO. If not, maybe you end up getting one of their jobs and they retire or something. I don't know. That's everything that's in the game. So basically what someone did was someone had to climb the corporate ladder in real life, and what they did was everything that they had to do in real life they decided to implement in the game, but they knew that it would be boring as heck and nobody would buy it if they called it Get Up the Corporate Ladder, the game. So instead they threw a space theme on top of it and try to convince people, because everybody likes space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of you trying to be a bureaucrat and growing through the corporate ladder. So basically it's capitalist Star Trek. Capitalist Star Trek, Bureaunauts. Like I said, they put a space theme to a game about trying to get up the corporate ladder to make the game sound more interesting, probably. I don't know, I haven't played it yet. As you can see, I just unboxed it. But maybe it's fun. But it looks like one of them games that got under the radar. Because where I found it was not at a gaming store. I found it at like one of those second-hand Dents and Dings thrift store-ish like places, but not one of the, not like a known one. You know, not like Big Lots or not like the thrift store like Goodwill or anything. Found this at like one of those second-hand shop type places that buy like, I didn't even find this at Bargain Hunt. Found this at like, we got like a store that gets like damaged merchandise and whatnot, and gets like extra merchandise, or leftover merchandise, or whatever it's called, and they buy like that kind of stuff. So they have like brand new stuff, but it's like, you know, damaged or old or overstock. Yeah, it's called overstock outlet. So they get overstocks, but they don't really get the overstocks, not really. They more like get the damaged goods stuff. Or the stuff, they basically get the stuff people don't want no more. You know, like okay, say a big name store has all this stuff like Walmart, Target, whatever, and they send their junk back that, you know, they can't sell, and then somebody buys that and then they sell it, they pack it up and they sell it to places like this, kind of like the Amazon returns things. Anyway, remember, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. On the plus side, you do have these hip looking space businessmen and women artwork thing, which isn't that bad. It's got that like retro arcade space games theme to it. You know, like the retro games like Galaga and stuff. It's got like that kind of art style theme. It's done by some independent company I ain't never heard of. Fox and Ox Creations. Oh, here it is. It says Kickstarter. Fox and Ox Creations is based in Houston, Texas. www.foxandoxcreations.com. So it's a Kickstarter game thing. Yeah, that Kickstarter, it's good and bad at the same time, because it's good now that you don't have to go through an independent. It's good now because you can be an independent and make your own games. It's bad because you have to rely on fans to back your product, and then if they don't back it, so you got to basically pay for developing a prototype up front, and if the people aren't interested in it, they're not going to back it and pay you money. And it seems like they got some good ideas on Kickstarter, don't get me wrong. But it seems to me like if you kickstart a game, you're going to end up paying more for the Kickstarter, the game you act on Kickstarter, than you would for a game that was created by an actual company. Then again, you're trying to help someone be an independent business owner. So, yeah. So it's good in a way because it's helping developers of board games and other things make it. It's also bad in a way because it's going to cost the people who back it more. But I guess they get it. It just seems like a way for, if a game's really popular, for these small independent guys to either get a job at a bigger corporation, or the bigger corporation to just buy their game outright if it's actually any good. That's what it really seems like to me Kickstarter is. It seems like it's not really a kickstart to kickstart your game, so to speak. It seems like it's more, in my opinion, a way to kickstart yourself or your business, not necessarily your game. Because not all the games that come out on Kickstarter are like that great. Matter of fact, so many come out on Kickstarter, and some of them don't even get fully financed, and some of them do get financed, and all these people who finally get them then like donate them to Goodwill or somewhere because they just don't want them now after they finally got this silly game. And then in some cases, you got people who lie, which you got the Kickstarter horror stories where people put a bunch of money into something and then the product never got created at all. You just had people, basically ripping people off, claiming they were going to make this thing and then they didn't. So you got the Kickstarter scams, basically, too. So on one side of the coin, Kickstarter's great for independent contractors who are trying to get their name out there, trying to get their development out there, trying to get their business out there, trying to, they're trying to get out there, right? But it seems like if they get out there, they're either going to be independent themselves and stay that way, and they're going to actually make good product where their company stays making stuff and stays making stuff on Kickstarter, or B, they're going to get noticed and recognized by a bigger name, and then they'll be hired by that bigger name company to work for them. or that bigger name company will let them keep developing their own games, and the ones they like, they will buy the rights to. That's pretty much what I think Kickstarter is really about. Basically, Kickstarter is. I'm going to make it the. I hate to compare it to this, but Kickstarter is the OnlyFans of nerds. That's what it is. It's the OnlyFans of nerds. OnlyFans is where all the girls that are like young and hot and sexy or whatever get on, and they convince guys to give them money for pictures of them that they post on OnlyFans. You get special pictures if you buy like the premium or whatever. It's hollering again. Well, with Kickstarter, they try to develop like geek stuff, like nerdy stuff, tabletop games, action figures, all kinds of interesting stuff like that. So Kickstarter is basically the OnlyFans of the geekdom nerd realm, where people put money into it, and the more money you put into it, the more special exclusives you get with the particular Kickstarter thing that you're doing. So if you like, say this was on Kickstarter, alright, exclusive that if you like sent them an extra, I don't know, $20 maybe, would have been, they give you like little miniatures of the little Bureaunauts people or something. I don't know. That would be just a little incentive to try to get you to give them more money. That's basically how Kickstarter works.
Try to get people to invest.
Yeah, it's a way to invest. It's good. It's got its positives because it's good for the investor to try to find a new way to invest instead of having to go to a bank or whatever going, hey, I need to borrow so and so amount of money because I want to make a board game. And then the bank exec looks at you like, a board game? Really? Yeah. Now I can understand if you was like buying a house or something. You want to make a board game? Yeah, it's a business, man. I'm trying to start a bit. People still play those?
Yeah, right.
Exactly. You know.
That's your
So you got the bank executive is going like, well, that's not a very good not very good risk for us to take. So instead now you got like, you're asking the actual people who are going to buy the game to back your game, which kind of helps. But again, with everybody having to do it independently, that means that you independently have to have like a second regular job and put some of your bonus money into making the first prototype, at least, so that you can then show the prototype of your idea to the people on Kickstarter so that they can then send you money so you can then make a better second copy and make more copies, which you again have to do all like on your own because you don't have the financial backing of a major corporation. So you'd have to do all that with the money that came in and invested. And then you might come up with some crazy idea that might be great, could be awesome. But then everybody's scrolling through all these other things and they're like, well, I would back that, but I've already spent my backing that, this, and that. So they don't have any money left. So you could get into that little problem. you could get into that problem where you got somebody finally finds something, but now they don't have any money left to back it. Like, Kickstarter. Kickstarter, good, bad, indifferent. I like the idea. I just think that there should be like some standards. Like if you say you're going to do something, you should be required to do it. Also, maybe the prices shouldn't be so high. I mean, you're asking people to back your game, but like you want them to buy your game to back your game. Maybe there should be like, I don't know if there is or not, but maybe there should be a way to back people's dream without having to buy their game. Like just pledge them $1 or something. Just that would help. If people could just pledge money, not necessarily that they like the game or not, or they like the idea of the game, they just want to help the guy in business, and you could just pledge people $1, you'd have some people on Kickstarter that would literally not buy any of the games, but they'd be pledging everybody an extra $1. There'd be people out there that would be like, here, have $1, have $1, here, have $1. Because there's people out there that are just nice that way, that actually want to give people money. They don't necessarily want to buy their product, but they want to see them succeed, and that's the only way they know how to see a person succeed, is to back them financially a little bit that they can afford. But most of these Kickstarter products I see is they literally want you to buy the product, but you gotta essentially pay for the product before receiving the product, because the product's in development to get it, which means that the only people who are actually going to get these products for the most part on most of these Kickstarter campaigns are going to be the people who actually paid for the product, because they're not going to make additional copies past the amount that they could make for the Kickstarter, unless of course it gets popular. Then of course again it will get into a bigger company will buy the game and put it in their stores or whatever. So you got plus and cons. And now I'm rambling. Rambles. Anyway, tired of rambling. Later. Have a great day. Like the first 10 minutes of the game, it was opening the box, and now the next 10 minutes is just rambling. Rambling about random ramblings. Anyway, remember, guys, good all the time. All the time, guys, good. Keep on gaming. Keep on collecting. Comment down below what you think about Kickstarter. Comment down below if you've had good experience, bad experiences, games you've bought on Kickstarter, whatever. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and have a good day. Later.